Now, if some of you guys are the ones who've been supporting my channel from the beginning, I started making rants about Degrassi, then y'all should know this video would have been here like sooner. Or y'all should just know that sooner or later I was gonna make this video. I already made a Drew character derailment video. This video is a defense of Drew Torres because y'all have no idea the amount of hate his character gets. Drew character gets so much fucking hate. It's a tad bit ridiculous. Like, if you go on Reddit, go on TikTok, go on Instagram, anywhere where anyone has a Degrassi fan page, even on YouTube, people who have pages, channels, and they talk about Degrassi and they do their little thumbnails and tabs, or if his character is in the running for worst characters or whatever the fuck it may be. His character is people I see who be having comments, who be having long ass paragraphs saying, oh, they ruined his character. Oh, Drew was always disgusting. I never liked Drew and never got the hype around Drew. I'm really over it because I'm really trying to understand what's with all the hate with Drew. The only thing in those comments they got right is that, yes, they ruined Drew's character in season 13. Because when Drew came in season 10, I liked the Drew. He grew on me, but for the most part in season 10, all he did was like try to date. All he did was sports and dating, right? So for those who don't understand what I'm trying to say, so if you watch season 10 specifically, the real major storyline he really actually get is the Riley shit, and I don't feel like he really gets into the storyline until Bianca gave him a blowjob in the boiler room, which was I was okay with because it's like, please give this season some type of drama, some type of something. And I actually liked that episode because it had drama in it. It just felt like, okay, something I could pay attention to. I didn't care for the Drew and Allie Blaze ship at all. So everyone who say, oh, he a scumbag because he cheated on Allie, it's like, listen, we all know that cheating plot lines are plot points. It's what keeps the plot going, right? As far as I'm concerned, when Allie broke up with Drew because he cheated on her, she should have just stayed broken up with him because, for fucking sakes, I do not remember their relationship at all when they got back together. They were, together for one episode and then she broke up with him again. So it was just stupid. But for the most part, Drew's character in season 10 did sports. He was with Allie, then he wasn't. He was trying to get with Fiona, but she wasn't interested. Then he got with Bianca. That's like what his character really did for the most part in season 10, for what I can remember, because they gave him what they could give him, and then for real, everyone got like outshadowed as soon as they put Eli and Claire together, or the second they thought of putting them together. They took up most of the screen time in season 10, like no joke. And to be honest, I really enjoyed the Drew and Bianca storyline, and I really liked the Jenna and Casey pregnancy storyline. I really did like that too. But why do people hate his character? I think people try to say, oh, he was homophobic when it came to the Riley shit. No, it had nothing to do with him being homophobic. He wanted, okay, in case y'all haven't noticed, Drew is a Scorpio. So if you know anything about Scorpios, you should know why he did the shit he did. Not saying it was cool, but he never outed Riley out for being gay. He never said anything about his sexuality. He simply just wanted the quarterback spot. That's it. He wanted to be the leader of the team. Eventually, he let the shit go. Like, when Riley is ready, he'll come out as gay. And I Riley Riley is one of those characters is like who overstayed his fucking welcome. He was so boring. He really couldn't act. I just didn't like Riley at all. And I feel like, why is we still talking about him and his sexuality? Like, why? Why? For the last two fucking seasons, that's all they done is talk about. And it's like, we still talking about this shit. I'm over it. So no, I don't think Drew was being homophobic when he was trying to dangle. People try to say he tried to dangle Riley's sexuality, like saying, "Oh, he's gay." No, he was going to out Riley out for being gay to the team if he didn't give him the quarterback position. Riley eventually came out on his own to his teammates, but Drew simply just wanted the quarterback spot because as old school, he said he was the leader of every team that he played on. So he just wanted to be the same when he came here. Drew was like the popular jock when he came in season 10. I feel like they were trying to make him like somewhat of a bad boy. Like all the girls wanted him. Like you can see that's why Allie was like kind of attracted to him for real, for real. Cause off top you understand when it comes to books and stuff like that, he is not the sharpest tool in the shed. But sports and things like that is what he was good at. And then, and this is why I say he had really good character development. Had he not had got the concussions, his character wouldn't have had grew. Y'all feel me? Because in season 10 and season 12, excuse me, he got the concussions. So because he got concussions, he could not play sports. He couldn't play no basketball, no football, no nothing. So he had to find something else to drive him. He was school president. Then he got into politics and things like that. Like I really feel like some of y'all shit on the amazing character growth that Drew had. I really feel like if it wasn't for Bianca giving him that push for being class president, he would not have become the man that he was. He really fucking grew. Like I said, Drew went from being dumb jock to class president and to working in politics. Besides Miles' father, do not play with him. He is not one of those ones. But yet, people always say his character is horrible. They never really got the hype around him. Drew is one of the best fucking characters in Degrassi. He is one of my favorite male characters in Degrassi. He has more character development than half the characters who was on that show. So I'm really trying to understand what's the beef with Drew. Is it how he, like, y'all try to say it's because how he treat women? I mean, let's be honest. Outside, the only relationship I like that Drew was in was with Bianca. I don't care about his relationship with Allie. I don't care about his relationship with Claire. I don't care about his relationship with Becky. If it wasn't with Bianca, I simply do not give a shit. Because they should have kept him with Bianca. Y'all seen, as soon as they broke him up with Bianca, is when they started doing all that stupid shit with his character. Season 13, they had him with Zoe. They had him involved in the Claire bullshit. Then season 14 is all this tug and pull, who's my baby daddy. And then once that was done, his character really went into the black hole. Was with Becky, then wasn't with Becky, and then was just a Becky and Jordan's relationship, and then he went again back to being in the black hole. Because in season 14, what always pisses me off is that how, who the fuck is Claire to tell Allie, I don't want Drew in the limo for all the seniors because Eli is coming. The fuck? It is Drew senior prom. It's not Eli's. Eli is your date. As far as I'm concerned, you and that nigga could take a car to the motherfucker. He could drive your ass. The fuck? Y'all could drive together to prom. Why the fuck? Like, I don't know. In those two episodes, part 1 and part 2 episodes for prom, it was like everyone was treating Drew like the black sheep. Like he was just becoming the odd man out. And it's like, I was very confused because it's like, this is his prom. These are all of his friends. Eli is not friends with nobody. He don't fuck with Drew. Don't fuck with Alice. He don't really fuck with Allie for real, for real. So why was Drew being kind of out on his prom night? Make it make sense. So who the fuck is Allie to tell him what he can and can't do? Bitch, this is my prom night. What you mean I can't ride in limo with y'all? That's the whole senior class is limo. Bitch, I'm part of the senior class. Not only that, bitch, I'm the president of the senior class. So what is you saying? Like, them part 1 or part 2 episodes really pissed me off because it's like they always treating Drew like the black sheep. And it's not Drew's fault that Claire was the one who didn't know who her baby father was, to where now it created an awkward space. The fuck, like he said. So you're telling me that because of what happened early on in the school year, I can't come and ride in a limo. I wasn't the one who didn't know who the baby father was. I'm not the one who made me try to change my whole life around for a baby that wasn't even mine and for a baby scare. Like, what is we talking about? And not only that, Drew was still willing to still take Becky to the dance, even though she didn't want him. He was willing to take her to the dance to give her a good prom night, even though she wasn't feeling it. And yet she turned down his prom proposal. These bitches is like irritating as fuck to me. They are annoying as fuck. Like I said, I really don't know why Drew character is shit on. He has some of the greatest character development. I honestly feel like season 12 is when his character really shined bright to me. Because, like I said, season 10, he just was in storylines with females, like the whole Bianca shit, and then the Allie shit, and then tried to get with Fiona, it didn't work. And then season 11, he was with Bianca. Honestly, no. Season 11 is when his character really. Season 11 is where you saw they were doing something more with his character, just having him play sports and be in relationships. But season 12 to me is where I really saw his character really shine bright. That's when I really knew Luke found his footing for his character as Drew. Excuse me. Like I said, he was with Bianca, then him and Bianca broke up. The whole gang activity. His PTSD storyline, I really like. Didn't care for his relationship with Kitty, like at all. I didn't care for his relationship with Katie at all. But when him and Bianca was like starting to reconnect, I was all for it because it's like, why the fuck were they broken up to begin with? Why the fuck is it taking them so long to get back together? I was down for that. I was down for them being in a relationship again because Drew and Bianca is one of my favorite relationships in Degrassi. So yeah, like season 11 is where I really could say his character really started to shine, but season 12 is when I knew they found a footing for his character, because season 12 for me, for Drew's character, I absolutely loved it. Y'all saw him become class president in this season. Y'all saw him go out there and become independent, right? Drew was having a really hard time in school because his concussions made everything 10 times harder, and everyone always said he was stupid, and he started to believe it. And, you know, Drew, his mother didn't understand, not because his concussions made him forget things. It made school 10 times harder, and she just wanted him to just pretend like he was okay, even though he wasn't. So he moved the fuck out, moved in with Fiona. He was making good money at the job he was at, so he figured, it's enough for me to get my own spot and whatnot. He had his own spot. Like, Drew was becoming independent, and I liked that because I feel like his mother wanted him to be a mama's boy. I feel like she wanted him to just run to her whenever he had a problem. Like, girl, he doesn't want to be coddled. Obviously, he didn't want to be coddled. His mother gave him too many fucking rules. Like, she was strict as fuck for no reason. And I feel like his relationship with Bianca just made him such a better person. Like, I like the Drew storylines in season 12. I like that he proposed to Bianca and felt like they were mature enough to get married. I liked that entire storyline. Like I said, Drew is one of the best characters in Degrassi. I'm not really sure where the hatred for his character comes from. I'm very confused because there are far more worse characters on Degrassi that you could hate. And to be honest, there are far more boring characters in Degrassi that you can totally be like, why the fuck they ever did nothing with them? Like, Tristan's one of the most boring characters in Degrassi. Like, he does nothing. He was just Zoe's sidekick, Maya's best friend, Tori's best friend. Like I always tell Ashley, I bet a lot of y'all don't even remember the storyline of season 12 when he had a heart attack due to, what was it, fasting? Where you only drink water, you don't eat any food. He had a heart attack. Nobody probably remember that storyline because, Tristan only got storylines about being gay. Like, oh, he's an open gay who can't have a happy relationship. He has insecurities. It's just like, it was the same fucking storylines with Tristan. He was boring as fuck. Like, there are way more boring characters who did absolutely nothing. There are more characters who are way more shitty than Drew but for some reason, y'all like to drag Drew's character through the mud. Y'all like to drag him for what? I'm confused because he's one of the best characters in Degrassi. What do you mean? The only thing I didn't like is that in season 13 and 14, they just ruined his character. Like, all that development derailed the second they just had him homie hopping from different girl. He was with Zoe, with Claire, then Becky. It's like he just, at that point, his character was just to homie hop from bitches. And it's like, I always say this, if Drew's character was just going to be here just to date, he could have graduated early. Or he could have had Bianca come back and they could have fixed on what they can fix. And they could have been in game like they should have been. That's just my opinion. But, excuse me. That's all I really wanted to say for this video. I'm really over all the hate that Drew get. It's kind of getting on my nerves, especially when I go on Reddit and shit like that and see. It's like I'm very confused on where that hatred's coming from because no one really says where it's coming from. So tell me about it. Where the hate coming from? Because I have a good ear. I would really like to listen, motherfuckers.